Hey, what's up, guys? This video is about not finding a girl in your perimeter. I'm not gonna say 50-50, but probably just a little bit over, probably like 60%. I want to say of the girls I dealt with never stayed on my side of town. The girls I talked to, whenever I asked that question, some of them I didn't. Those I didn't take. The ones I didn't take, shit like whatever. The ones that I actually dated, I would ask some of them, like, hey, why you just couldn't find somebody over here on your side of town? Not that I was a plan, I just wanted to ask the question. You remember, females, I tell you guys, females, they get dudes always trying to get at them on the regular. And one of them told me, like, well, she don't like the dudes in her area. They all, they ain't work, they was just bums. Long story short, they was just bums. Okay, I understand that. And you have some girls too, especially the ones who don't go out. They probably just go to work. They live pretty, simple like this. Go to work, go home. They'll probably maybe go to the park every now and then or something. They really don't go out. Besides, if it wasn't for work, they would never leave the house. So you got women like that as well. This one chick, I was online, chatting with her online. I know it was years ago, but I still remember. Chatting online, she liked me, I liked her. Well, we liked what we were seeing. The conversation was pretty good, was solid. So she was like, hey, let's meet up. I'm like, cool. I'm like, what side of town you on? She told me what she was on. She was on my side of town. She literally was like, not even 10 minutes down the street from. She told me the street, the main street. She was like, okay, all right. And she asked me, all right, what side of town you on? I said, I'm on the same side of town you on. I'm literally like 10 minutes from you. After I told her that, no communication whatsoever. It just died out right there. Remember the time, the whole entire time we was communicating, going back and forth online, no problem. And this wasn't something that lasted for a long, it wasn't even for like, I don't even think it was for 3 days. It wasn't like we was on there for like hours at a time. But I think it was like 2 days, like not even 2 days, like barely 2 days. I can say that with confidence. It wasn't 3, it was 2 days. And as soon as I told her that, no communication. And I'm like, all right, just, wait for her to respond, whatever. Check my messages later on that day. No response. I'm like, okay, you literally just chatting like for a good 15 minutes strong, and all of a sudden, like, no reply. So I think I reached out to her. I was like, hey, you good or something like that. I think I reached out to her. That probably was like the next day or something. No reply. I'm like, okay, I just left it alone after that. So the women who do that, they don't want to get caught up. But a lot of times, well, all of them, you have some that's like, okay, I don't want him around all the time. But majority of the females like that, they got a family, bro. They got a husband, they got kids, they got a dog and a cat. They don't want to get caught up. So the fact that catching them in the same area, she don't want to get caught. So that's really what it is. So she rather for you to be on the other side of town, because if y'all out and about, no one knows her, and then everything will be good. But if y'all on the same side of town, then she over there cheating. That's what she doing. Cheating, she eventually gonna get caught. So when I realized that, I'm like, okay, the chick she married, and the dating sites, all of them married, bro. All of them, I don't know why they get on there. Well, I know why they get on there, but those are the ones who mess up the dating. That's why I had to get off of it. If it ain't the ones already married that's trying to cheat, it's the ones that's ran down. Like, life has literally destroyed them. It's either or probably she's probably both. A complete ran down married woman. So when you see that, don't get mad, bro. Don't keep sending her messages, nothing like that. That's exactly what it means. Instead of her being, remember, because they not mature, they grown little kids. The average female don't mature past 14. So if anything, you probably got some kids that's more responsible. Matter of fact, I know you got some kids that's more responsible than these females. They just, whatever, bro, but that's what it is. So they don't want to get caught up cheating. That's why normally when they ask you what side of town you on, remember, the average chick, she not gonna come see you. Now you have some that would come see me, but they, that's different. That's not the average female. So the average female not gonna come see you, bro. So when they ask you what side of town you on, that's they trying to find out, okay, if I can go, what side of town, that way I ain't gotta worry about getting caught. So if you somewhere that's not in the area, the chances of you getting with her is high compared to you being down the street from them. Now, I know some guys, they met some chicks that's in their neighborhood, or they stay in the same apartment complex as them. That's a different story. Me personally, I don't know. I want the problems. I'm always worried about potential problems. Not saying if you get with a chick, you know, who stay in your same apartment complex, or maybe your next door neighbor, you know, it'll be straight chaos. I'm not saying that, but you know, I'm not trying to get evicted or nothing like that, bro, or my windows busted out. Not saying if she stay across town that won't happen, because that has happened before. But I just don't want to, you know, like dating somebody at your job. Like I don't want the problems that may come with that. So I'm cool on that. But yeah, so you got guys who actually find chicks who, you know, live in they same apartment complex or in the neighborhood, something like that, and it works out. That's good. But me personally, like I don't want to, you know, shit while I lay. So that's normally what it is. If she is he asking you one of the first questions she asks you, what side of town you on? That's what she, you know, she got something else going on, bro. She just don't want to get caught. So depending on, you know, what side of town you on, she'll go ahead and keep talking to you, and that, or she'll actually go meet up with you. But about a good 8 out of 10. That's what she got going on. So they have to be right there. I think they have to me before. They have to me before. One chick I was messing around with or whatever. Checked up on her like later on down the road, like years later. And she was chatting everything like that. Said, oh yeah, cool, everything, you know, like nothing ever, you know, like we never just stopped talking to each other. We was just talking yesterday or something. So everything picked up pretty quick, and I'm like, well shit, you know, if you want to hang out or whatever, you know, just let me know. I come hang out with you. And she was like, yeah, what side of town you stay on? The same scenario. I'm like, oh, she told me what she said, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm right over here. Like you ain't far from me at all. That was it. She stopped responding to my message or whatever. So I'm like, okay, she online talking about she this and that, she's single and nobody blah blah, but in whole reality she just want attention. So, but again, if I tell you guys, them females who be horn, they ain't gonna never stop horn, bro. Like I said, she one of them. But like I said, the chick that I met that was online. That was no brainer. It just took me a couple minutes to figure that out, and I'm like, okay, she obviously married, or she's at the end of the day, whether she married or not, she's staying with somebody. It's not even the fact that she got her own place. That's not the problem. The problem is she's staying with somebody. So a lot of you guys, like, you know, you probably deal with these females who probably, you know, got a boyfriend or whatever like that, but it's a different story. It's a different situation. If they stand with the person. So if they stand with the person, that's when you're gonna get they stopped texting you, or they can't call you at the 5 o'clock. That's normally when they get off of work. That's because they stand with a dude. So in her case, she was actually living with a dude. Like, it wasn't like she had a husband and kids or whatever like that. So that couldn't work. I couldn't go over there and hang out with her, nothing like that. And that's how you know when they got something going on. Ask them, hey, you got your own place or whatever. That was normal when I was on the dating apps. You know, you try to fill them out and see what's going on. So whenever they either stop, you know, the immature, most of them, all of them immature damn near. They either stop answering, you know, stop replying to your messages, or they'll try to change the subject, or they'll have like some long ass excuse. It's either yes or no. You got your own place? Oh, you know, I'm over here with my friend. They love saying that. Oh, I live with my friends, or we got a roommate. You mean your husband? So that's what that is, bro. So don't get too offended when that, you know, or don't get offended whenever that happens, bro. That happens a lot. You know, a lot of these females, they want to creep around and stuff like that, but that's why it's so important for you to have your own place. I mean, even though I told you guys about stories when I didn't have my own place, they was coming over there on the regular with no problem. But in that case, that's why it's best for you to have your own place, because a lot of women, whether they do or not, I'm not saying all of them are like that. Some of them they don't have their own place. And you know, obviously us guys, we don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Hey, I got my own place, cool. You come over here, you know, whenever you want type of deal, and that's cool. And some of them don't have no cars, and that's really up to how you want to do that. You know what I mean? But normally, if you're in that situation, you got to have either or. You can't. You should have both, to be honest with you. But depending on where you at, your city probably is not car friendly or whatever. Y'all probably just use public transportation. There you go. But in a regular city or town, especially in Texas, where I stay, you gotta have a vehicle, bro. You better have a skateboard, you better have something, a scooter or something. So in my situation, you gotta have either or both. Ideally, we would prefer you to have both. But as far as a female, okay, I don't have no place, I have my own place, but I got my own car, cool, we can work with that. Oh, I ain't got no car, I got my own place, cool, we can work with that. You know what I mean? So as far as a guy, you know how it is. I mean, don't get offended, but they expect us to have it all, right? So I mean, it's very, it should be, you should have a car in your own place. That's just what it is, bro. So whenever a female like that, whenever, I talk to females online or whatever like that, a lot of them be in that situation. And I don't shame them. I'm like, Like, nah, I ain't worried about that. I got my own. I'm good over here. So if you want to come over here and chill or whatever like that, you know, I got you. That's how it was. I never cared if they had their own place. I just, you know, I just want them to be no 304 or nothing like that out here just robbing and doing all kind of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Other than that, I ain't care they ain't had their own place. But I go pick them up, bring them back, we go out and whatever, and that's just how it was. So, but when women ask you that, do you got your own place or what side of town you stay on? That's a normal question they gonna ask. She's trying to set something up, bro. She's trying to set something up to well, and if you ask her, you got your own place, it's either yes or no, bro. If it's not a yes, that means she's staying with her boyfriend, you know, her husband, or you know, she over here got roommates or whatever like that. Which she most likely, if it's a dude, she's sleeping with him. So you guys got to ask them questions. I mean, don't sound all insecure either, bro. Don't be like, oh, you got a dude, or, oh, you say with somebody. Nah, just ask them. Just like, hey, you got your own place or whatever? What you got going on? That's it. Don't make it sound like you just angry or desperate or you. Don't do that, bro, because you're going to turn them off. Just ask them, hey, okay, get your own, you got a ride or whatever? Oh, no, I ain't got no ride. Okay, that's cool. Ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? You know, just whatever. You just go with the flow of it. But don't be asking a question. You be crying and stuff over the phone and all that stuff because she going to tell you something you don't want to hear. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, either you know, kick it with her or not. I know, you know, I'm going to say this right now. A lot of guys don't care, you know, she married or she got a boyfriend or whatever. They don't care, bro. You got dudes out here who don't care. And you got females that look for dudes like that who don't care. So at the end of the day, you're going to get with the program or not, bro. But I tell you guys all the time, you don't have to do that. If a chick ain't got her stuff together, if you don't want to talk to her, don't talk to her. Because you guys, you know, I'm not telling this to the guys that do this because y'all already know what's up, bro. Y'all don't know the love from the average dude. Y'all ain't out here sipping. Y'all ain't out here just putting yourself in terrible financial positions over a female. So this video is not for y'all, but I hope you watch it anyway. But I'm just telling you guys what it is. So when they ask them questions about, oh, what side of town you stay on? Do you got your own place? They try to set something up. And I gotta tell you guys one more time, just to be clear, every chick who asks you that is not gonna be in that situation. You got some chicks who don't want you to know where they stay because they don't know you, you know, they don't know you. But give them some time, whatever, they get comfortable around you, then they'll invite you over. You know what I mean? This is a sad fact that there's so many females that do the exact opposite. They rush you over there so quick, they sleep with you so quick. They out here, you know, sleep with your homeboys and all this like that. You do have a lot of females like that, bro. But you do also have females who's not like that. So if a female don't want to kiss you or don't want you to rub on her booty or nothing like that when you first meet her, don't get mad, fam. You got some females out there that actually respect themselves, believe it or not. So it's just one of them things, like you probably didn't all the chicks you probably dealt with are probably just 304s. And then you run across that one chick who actually got respect for herself, who ain't got her ass and titties out whenever she going to Target. You don't know what to think. You didn't get mad that you want to attack her. Nah, bro, you got to keep it P. You got females who actually respect themselves. They like you, but they're not going to just, you know, let you go to home run the first few minutes that you meet them. You're going to take a time, bro, a couple days, couple weeks or whatever. And then they get comfortable around you, then they'll go ahead and get on your program. So don't be scaring the females off because they don't want to jump in bed with you the same day or they want to send you nudes the first 20 minutes you texting her. Nah, bro, that's all it is to it. So just wanted to make that clear. Not all females are doing that because they got something going on. You got some females who do that because they don't know you, bro. They're not comfortable around you. They're not too sure about it. Give them time, they open up, and then you can, you know, you start going over their place, you start picking them up and all that stuff like that. But normally, the regular old chick that's 304 who asks you them questions, she trying to say something. Okay, he stay on this side of town, so I can go over there, no problem. Ain't got to worry about find out, you know, it's me or whatever like that, or they ain't got to worry about getting caught up. Compared to when you down the street from her and she stopped responding to your text messages, your phone calls. Yeah, don't even worry about it. Don't even call her back. Don't get mad. That's what she going on. She was trying to creep, bro, and you wasn't in the right position for her to creep successfully. That's all that is, bro. Instead of them telling you what's going on, you know, what they got going on, easy to let you decide. They won't play these mind games. But at the end of the day, don't even worry about it, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing and live your life. But that's one to get that message out there. And I don't know now, bro, because I ain't been on the dating site for years. I really don't even care about that, bro. But if you still on that dating site, what I tell you guys all the time, don't do, you're going to run across that. Well, now it's even worse. Like I tell you, that's been years since I have been on that thing. So I already know it's terrible now, bro. You got a whole, anyway, I'm going to leave it alone. The video already long enough. So just wanted to put that out there, you know, this again, guys. When female asks you them two questions, where you stay and do you have your own place, 9 times out of 10, she's trying to set something up. She's trying to cheat on her husband or her boyfriend. But the downside of that is, if you stay too close to her or if you're on the same side of town as her, bro, chances are it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. She gonna get caught. That's why she's so important. That's why she wanna. They're not gonna tell you. They're gonna ask you. That's why you need to be on the other side of town for you to meet a lot of these females. Not all of them are good girls. I'm telling you right now, a lot of them out here, they 304, bro. So that's why a lot of guys, I used to hear it all the time when I was younger. Oh, he stay over here, or my girl stay on. I'm like, well, yeah, I always stay on the other side. I'm like, why y'all can't find somebody on the same side of town? That's because they don't want people in their business, or like I say, they out there trying to cheat or whatever, or cheating. They don't want to get caught. So that's why I hate it all the time. It never made sense to me, but now I understand. They want that guy or that girl to be on the other side of town, so they can have, they ain't got to worry about dealing with the drama or whatever. Like, then on top of that, if they break up, they won't be so motivated to go to your place and cause destruction or chaos, because that's a long little drive or whatever. So that thing also helps. And then you have some people, they don't want you coming around all the time. They don't want you, if you stay next door, you're going to be, think about it. If you got a female and she literally your next door neighbor, you think she not going to come over every day? Nah, she'll come over. Some people don't like that. They don't want that constant, communication. Like, they don't want somebody coming over there every day. And then they're going to be there all day, and they're going to be spending the night all day. They're going to never go back to their own place. So that's normally what it is. People do want their privacy. They just don't want someone to have easy access to them all the time. So it's little stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if they don't respond, bro, just don't even worry about it. Just keep on living your life, bro. But anyway, if you guys got any questions, any suggestions, leave them down below. Like, share, subscribe. And no matter what, always protect your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.